packaging is me in packaging. If that makes sense.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, if you can't tell by the title, we are going to be playing some of the new Makeup Obsession palettes. They launched these a few weeks ago, I can't actually remember when. But today I thought we'll just sit down, we'll play with them. I'm excited, these are so cute. This packaging, oh, incredible. If you know me, you know how much I love Makeup Obsession, you know how much I actually talk about them, how much I play with their products, that kind of thing. And they did send them over some other goodies as well. They sent over some like little eyeliners. I do already have two of these, just in different colours. They just sent me over a black and a white. They also sent me over this random little gloss, which is actually Revolution. And it is the Pout Bomb Maxi Plumping Gloss. I've actually got it on cotton right now. I am not usually a big fan of these plumping glosses. However, this one don't really mind. It's a little bit tingly. But yeah, I thought today we'd just play with some of these goodies, just have a little chat, you know. Let's just get on into it. Okay, so like I said, Makeup Obsession sent me over the two of their new palettes. These both retail for £10. These are the newest palettes to their collection, I believe. And yes, the first one that they have is the Daydreamer one, which is so cute. This packaging is like me. It's me as packaging, yes. Love it. And on the inside it looks like this. The shades in this palette, oh my god. I'm actually going to swatch this whole palette for you guys because I'm excited. So yes, I will swatch this one. I will swatch the After Dark one as well, which is this one. The packaging of this, like, can we just, it's very like grungy, almost like Halloween vibes, and I'm here for it. And this is what she looks like on the inside. Oh, these shades. I'm thinking of using like this dark green today because it's here and I'm like, let's use it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these palettes. We'll swatch Daydreamer first. For the Daydreamer palette, we have the first row. We have the shade, you can barely see it, oh my god. We have the first shade, which is Smitten. Then we have Crush. Then we have Fancy. And then we have Addiction. This shade here, Fancy, is very duochrome. Same as this one actually. This is quite duochrome. They're quite sheer. Apart from like, I do think Crush is like packs a punch. They are gorgeous though. Like, this palette is giving me like a unicorn fairy kind of vibes, and I'm here for it. The second row. These are gorgeous. We have the first shade, which is Infatuation. Then we have Romance, which is a gorgeous like lilac shade. This does have like glitter particles in it, but I'm pretty sure you could use it as a matte. It's like a matte with glitter particles. We then have Admire. This almost reminds me of the shade from the Beauty Bay and Nikki Tutorials palette. And this is Admire. And then the last shade we have is Cherish. So pretty, oh my god. Oh my god. The third row, the first shade here is called Affection. That is gorgeous, like a bronzy, like a really light bronzy taupe kind of shade, I would say. Then we have the shade Spark, Flame, and True Love. That pink is gorgeous. Like, this row is definitely not one of my favourites. I think it's stunning. And then we have the last row. We have the first shade, which is called Fixated, Be Mine, Lust, and Devotion. Really pretty shades. Really nice. Then let's move on to the After Dark palette. I'm going to swatch this one. As you can see, I'm kind of feeling a bit green today. Like, I've been chilling all day. So I'm just feeling like maybe using this palette because it's standing out to me. So the first row we have looks like this. This deep green shade is Calling Me. So we have the shade Night, Ink, Obsidian, and Twilight. This shade's really pretty. It's like a mauve shade. I wouldn't have put it in here, to be honest with you. Not gonna lie, just because it's mainly like warm tones in here. Even the greens, like, they're quite more on like the warmer tone side. But yeah, still really pretty. Didn't think I'd like the look of this one, but I actually do. This is the second row. So we have the shade Darkness. This doesn't swatch that great, but then again, And my hand was a little bit damp, so it might have been because of that. And you guys know that I don't base my swatches off how they perform on the eye. We then have the shade Muse, which is quite light. It's almost similar to my skin tone. You can barely see it. We then have this gorgeous green, which is called After Hours. How pretty is this? And then we have the shade The Shadows. Really nice. We then have the third row. We have the first shade, which is called Conspiracy. We then have Lifeline, Lights Out, and Witching Hour. They're really pretty. That shade here is actually really stunning. Like, it's one of them shades that you could probably just put on the lid and just blend it out with like a brown or something. The last row swatch, so we have the shade Omnious, Void, Wicked, and Sultry. They're really pretty. That Wicked shade is stunning. I've swatched these palettes. We're going to go ahead, test them out on the eyes. I'm really feeling like using this one, but I might use like a couple of shades out of this one depending how I'm feeling. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight on into the eye tutorial. Do the After Dark palette. I think I'm feeling quite greeny today. So we're going to take the first shade called Ink, which is the dark green shade, like almost like a forest green. I thought it was going to be darker. I don't really know why. It just kind of looks a bit darker in the pan. Still a really pretty shade. Still really pretty. It's gorgeous. I wish there was like a lighter green shade in here, you know, so if you wanted to keep it all green you could do. Because there's no other green shade in here. It's literally... well, I mean, like no other green matte shade. Like, this is the only matte shade that's green. So I just wish there was another one that was a little bit lighter, so you could blend this one out and keep it primarily green. However, that's not a deal breaker for me. I actually quite like this shade. Like I said, it's not as dark as what I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if it's just me. It just kind of looks a bit darker in the pan than when it does in the lid. However, not too fussed, not too fussed. I'm then going to take the shade, I think I'm going to take the shade Conspiracy. Yeah, we'll go into Conspiracy, which is like this pukey brown shade here. Let's see how these blend. I never really use like browns and greens like this together. I don't know if it's going to work. Well, no, actually it doesn't look too bad. Because the brown is like has a bit of a greeny kind of undertone, it kind of works with it. So I'm not mad. I'm then just going to take a tiny bit of Muse, which is this like peachy shade here. I need it to blend out a tiny bit more. So this is the closest colour to my skin tone, so we're going to use this. See how it looks. Actually, it looks quite nice, you know. I'm just going to go ahead, go back in with all of the shadows, blend them out some more because I kind of feel like this side is a bit weird. And yes, I'll quickly do that. Okay, so now that I've got these shades blended out, I'm actually quite happy with how it's kind of looking. I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. I don't really know what I'm going to use for the lid, but we'll kind of like come to that when we come to that. So yeah, I'll be right back. Obviously just done, cut my crease off camera. For the lid shade, I really don't know what to use, like honestly. I know I said that I was going to go into the Daydreamer palette, however I'm not going to, I don't think. If you do want me to do a separate video on this palette, then just let me know, because I will. But yeah, I don't really know what shade to use. I'm really feeling this shade here. Do I use this shade? Like, I'm really feeling either this one. Oh, that's gorgeous. Or this one. I'm really feeling it. We're going to go for this one because it's bright. and I love bright shades. I might use the other shade that I swatched towards the outer part. So yeah, maybe that's what we can do. So I'm going to take the shade Wicked, which is that like turquoisey kind of shade. Oh, that shade is actually so pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm going to leave the inner corner because I'm going to add a shade there. And then I'm going to take the shade After Hours, actually, I've decided I am, which is the other green shade I swatched, which is this one here. I'm going to put that like on the outer part of the cut crease, just using the same brush, like. Then on the inner corner, I'm going to take the shade Night, which is this shade here. It's like a duochrome. It's like a creamy green duochrome. You'll see what it looks like when it's on the eye. That is stunning. And 3 shades together are actually so pretty. And I'm just going to take the first shade we use called Ink, which is that matte green. I'm just going to run that into the shimmer shade. That's actually so pretty. I'm actually really impressed with that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, do my base off camera, and then back to kind of like give you guys my final thoughts. I'm only going to be giving my final thoughts on this palette as I didn't use the Daydream one. Again, if you want me to use the Daydreamer one in another video by itself, then just of course let me know down below because I will do that for you. So yeah, I'll be right back. This is the finished look. What do you guys think? Honestly, I actually really like it. I think it is so pretty. Obviously I just went for like a nude lip. Really impressed with how this look turned out. Obviously I did want to go green because of my jumper, so yes. The palette, obviously I have used Makeup Obsession's formula before, so I know how to, like, I know how it works, I know how to work with it, and I never had a problem. So all the shadows that I used were actually eyeshadows, so that's cool, you know, and they worked really well, performed beautifully. So as I went out with the shade Ink first, and then went in the shade with the shade Conspiracy to blend ink out, and it actually blended out really well. It took a little bit of blending, but nothing major, you know, blended out fine. It looks gorgeous on. At first I thought the green shade was a bit patchy, but then I don't think it actually was. I think it might have just been me. And then obviously I used Muse as well. When I swatched it, it didn't look like the most pigmented. However, blending out the shade Conspiracy still look gorgeous. You can still kind of up close see there is a little bit of peachiness above the shade Conspiracy, so I'm not mad at that. Obviously I used 3 shimmer shades. I used the shade Wicked, which is like my favourite shade. Can you see this? What? Like I said, I didn't wet my brushes or anything. I didn't wet the shadow. I never usually wet my shadows anyway when I applied them on the lid. I usually use them dry. But Wicked seemed to go on amazingly. Like, can you see this? Please. I then went in with After Hours a little bit towards the outer edge. You can see it is gorgeous. I think it really helped blend more into the shadow, a bit more of like a seamless kind of blend. I then went in with Night, used that on my inner corner. It is gorgeous, got a lovely green reflect, so it goes beautifully with the look. And that is it for my lower lash line. I forgot to mention I just used the shade Conspiracy underneath there. I didn't want to use like the green or anything. I feel like the, you know, obviously like my lid and everything is quite heavy, so I wanted the lower lash line to be quite clean. And yeah, I actually really love this palette, you guys. The more that I've kind of like looked at it, the more that I kind of, you know, was playing with it, I grew to like love it. It wouldn't have been something that I would have chose personally myself, as you know that I like quite bright shadows. I don't usually go for something that's quite grungy. However, I do kind of like this, and I do feel like this is very like fall October appropriate, so I'm here for it. I can definitely see a lot of people liking this for like the neutral shades as well, but I do love the greens in here. I think it is stunning, so I do recommend this 100%. Think it's amazing. For £10 you get 16 shades, which I think is absolutely amazing. The quality is amazing. Oh, yeah, so you get a lovely mirror. The packaging is gorgeous. It's nice and sleek. I just love these palettes from Makeup Obsession. I think they're amazing. Like I said earlier on in the video, if you want me to do a look literally just using this palette, because I think it is gorgeous, if you want me to do like a separate video just trying out this palette, then of course let me know. I think this palette is going to be right up my alley. I love the pink in it. I might have to use this in a different video because the shades in here are gorgeous. If you do want to see that, please let me know down below. I will happily do that for you guys. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to give a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as it would really help me out. I'll list everything else that I'm wearing down below in case you are wondering. As always, I will leave my Instagram and Twitter handles above and also in the description box down below, so you can go and check me out there if you want to. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!